Hello everyone, welcome to week 10 of Field. I hope all is well. I want to say I've been able to check in with at least 80 or 90% of you thus far, and we'll certainly be finishing up some field check-ins this week and in 2 weeks as well. So if I haven't gotten to you, no worries. We certainly are going to check in. I know it's been a challenge to get a lot of us scheduled with our busy schedules to kind of be on one accord, but we're going to get it done. So just to hop into your assignments for this week, you actually have two. The first one is your discussion post, and we're going to be talking about the systems theory. It's actually one of my favorite theories because it's the one to me that makes a lot more sense than some of the other ones that can seem a little bit more complicated. But the systems theory is exactly how it sounds, is that we as people in the communities and in the world operate in various systems, and so do our clients. And just learning about the systems theory and how it can help support or sometimes even hinder our personal experience and our clients, right? Depending on what their goals are and what the barriers can be to things that are put in place. So what you're going to do for this discussion post is you're going to actually post this Thursday by 11:59. Your part one is you're going to be thinking about the clients you serve at your field agency and identify systems on a micro, macro, and meso level that impact your clients' lives in ways that led them to your agency for assistance. So what you want to do is you want to use an example of each one of them. So micro, macro, and meso. So, and just to clarify, if you kind of get stuck on what that kind of looks like on a micro level, that's more like a person-to-person type of interaction, maybe like to a client to a sibling, a client to a spouse, that type of thing, a client to a counselor. On a macro level, you're thinking more about churches and schools and maybe some organizational type of leadership type of stuff. And then on a meso level, like you're thinking about laws and government and funding and those types of things. So those are kind of just examples to get your wheels going on what I'm kind of looking for the micro, macro, and meso impact on your clients, right? And then the part two is what you're going to do is assess and identify systems on a micro, macro, and meso level and provide a clear explanation of how the systems may impact your clients, right? So you're going to do those two things. And then what you're going to also do is respond to at least one of your classmates, kind of the same tradition that you guys are used to, by this Sunday by 11:59, addressing any additional or alternative systems that might be involved that maybe weren't discussed. Because I know sometimes I forget how important religion can be for a lot of people. So that's something that can always kind of be helpful depending on what your client's practices or beliefs are. So I always explore what people's spiritual and religious beliefs are. So that's your first assignment. I know it's pretty straightforward, but I just wanted to breeze through that. And then your second assignment is something that you guys are well acquainted with, is your field reflection log. This is your last one. I know they can kind of seem redundant, but the idea is to really be able to see how you've grown in the field. And I'm not going to go too deep in this because you guys have experience with doing these great so far. There is a video, I just wanted to remind you guys, just that goes over the assignment in case you needed a refresher. But what I'm looking for in this assignment is just really not necessarily a copy and paste from your other assignments, but really processing, your clients. And one thing that I want to remind you guys that I know sometimes it's easy to forget, in question number 1 on your field reflection logs, it asks you at the very end about what treatment modalities you are doing with your clients. So even if you don't have a caseload, I want you to kind of challenge yourself to think about what therapeutic strategies or interventions existed. Let's just say if you were doing crisis work or crisis call and you don't really have the chance to kind of see, a lot of the interventions flourish. There are things that you are doing that are therapeutic and interventions that maybe you don't even notice, whether it's strengths-based, motivational interviewing, CBT, those types of things. So I'm interested really in seeing how your caseload is growing, on how your client interactions are, and what your treatment modalities look like as well, and how important supervision is to you and how things are going with that relationship. So those are the key things that I really make sure I pay attention to when I'm reading your field reflection log. So I just wanted to give you guys a pointer around that. And then great. And then, below I have some friendly reminders that in case, wondering where you are in the course and getting a feel for how things are going. I'll have all the updated grades by the end of this week. So you guys are doing awesome. So keep up the great work. Keep trucking along. And I am here if you need me. Have a great week. Bye-bye.